Good afternoon to those here in Australia, and thanks to Tim David for joining us from London today before he flies out to the Caribbean to play a couple of CPL games before joining the Australian squad in India in a couple of weeks' time. As always, guys, if you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll try to get through as many questions as we can over the next 10 or 15 minutes or so. So if anyone wants to lead us off and ask a question of Tim, now's your chance. Jack Painter.
Hey Tim, congrats on the selection in the squad. I'm just interested. Your journey is obviously a unique one for Australian cricketers at this point. At sort of what point in your career did the focus become sort of solely T20 and being sort of a finisher of an innings, and what prompted it?
Thank you, Jack. I think firstly, it probably hasn't become a sole focus, but it's just evolved naturally into that way. I guess my first opportunity after being released by Western Australia was to go play for Singapore. So I went and did that, and then came back and had an opportunity to go to the Hurricanes. So from there, the only thing I was going to do in playing professional cricket was play T20 cricket. So I guess you focus on those skills, and I've had some more opportunities come from there. So it's just kind of evolved naturally.
Scott Bailey.
Tim, congrats, mate. Do you reckon this is sort of the way of the future? Like, obviously you're probably one of the first guys to be picked for Australia off this sort of path, or you are the first guy, but do you sort of see that in 10, 20 years' time, this is how more guys get their chance at Australian level, particularly in the T20 setup?
To be honest, I can't really say, because for me, it's just been a case of taking all the opportunities I've had in front of me. Maybe it looks unorthodox, but I've been out playing a lot of T20 cricket, and I'm really stoked to be getting to this point where I've been picked for the Australian team.
Okay.
Yep. Did you have another one there, Scott?
Yeah, I was just going to say, mate, obviously, like through this year, there's been a bit of talk about whether you'd find your way into this team for the World Cup, and then you weren't picked in more recent white ball series. Was there a point there where you sort of thought, okay, it probably won't happen this time around? I've got to hope for the next sort of evolution of the Australian team.
To be honest, no. I've always just been about trying to do my best in every game I'm playing. I've had the opportunity to play in some of the best tournaments around the world, and to get the call from George was really exciting. So I'm looking forward to being a part of it.
Thanks.
Andrew McGlashan.
Thanks, Cole. Hey, Tim, can you just talk us through how the conversations went with George sort of earlier this year around the Sri Lanka series, and you then going off to the PSL where you had a terrific tournament, picked up the IPL contract while you were there, just how that sort of few weeks played out for you?
Yep. So, yeah, I guess I was playing the Big Bash for Hobart, and I had been picked up in the draft to play for Multan in the PSL. So that was something I was really excited for. And to be honest, at no point there was being picked for Australia really something I was thinking about. I was flying to Pakistan the next day, later that day, and I got the call from George. And at that point, I didn't know what to do, because I just thought, they'd won the World Cup 3 or 6 months ago, however long it was at that point, and that was still a really strong team. So, I guess I spoke to George, and we ended up that we were able to plan, or not plan, but I thought it was better for me to go and play 12 games or 10 games in Pakistan, and I've tried to always make decisions about what's best for my cricket and my career, and I thought that would be an opportunity for me to go and improve. And then if I could do that over a period of time, then maybe I was going to be something or a player that could be an asset to the Australian team or the Australian squad. So for George to be able to see that, and I guess be really supportive of me trying to improve, it was really, really great.
You touched on this next bit in your first answer a little bit, but was there a moment in the last, I don't know, three or 4 years where you thought my best chance at being as good a cricketer as I can be is to be really good in this finishing role, which is probably the toughest position with the bat in T20? Was there a moment where it struck you, or did it just sort of happen organically?
I don't think so. I think it happened quite organically, and yeah, it just happened naturally. There wasn't a point where I thought this is what I could really do, but I'm really enjoying it, and yeah, I'm really excited for the opportunities coming up.
Thanks, Tim. Well done, mate.
Dan Braddock.
G'day, Tim, and congratulations from me as well. First question: how much of a freeing thing was it to just, when you're training and preparing, to just focus on those 2 or 3 key things that you need to be able to do well at the end of a T20 innings with power, I suppose, as opposed to, I guess, training and preparing to maybe be an all format player, or to play different all forms of the game?
Firstly, I love training, and I guess that's part of trying to improve all the time. But I think it's the same as if you're trying to prepare all formats. There's specific things you're trying to work on to improve, and you want to tick those boxes in training. Make sure you're ready to go out and play and take on whatever's coming.
And was there when you mentioned going to the Hurricanes, was it a good moment for you in basically that first game of the Big Bash, I think it was in late 2020, that you came out to bat? You were challenged, I guess, in the ways that you might have been expected to be challenged, and you were able to sort of meet that and make a significant impact straight away. Like, was that a good moment in terms of where you were going?
I think it fills you with a lot of confidence to be able to firstly start off well with a new team or in a new competition. But yeah, I think that's the most important thing that came from that, is just a lot of confidence, realizing that some of the work I'd done to prepare myself for that tournament had put me in a good space, and I guess you can feel a little bit more relaxed once you've, I guess, put in a performance that it gets easy for you to recall and try and replicate it when you go out next time.
And just lastly from me, obviously you played those games for Surrey in the Royal London last year and did well. Can you just talk a bit about sort of how that came about, and I suppose more broadly sort of how you see yourself as I suppose potentially, playing 50 over white ball cricket going ahead?
Yeah. So I played the PSL and was looking for an opportunity to go to the UK. One came up to play at Surrey, so I played the last couple of T20 Blast games, and then Surrey had a shortage of players because there were so many guys in the 100 competition. So I had the chance to play the 50 over games for them, and I had a great time. I loved it, obviously UK in the summer. And yeah, to be honest, it's just for me, it's always been about trying to take the opportunities that I can get to play, have fun while I'm playing, and again, that was just another natural evolution of an opportunity that happened, and I enjoyed taking it, and I want to keep my options open for everything to be able to play as much as I can and keep enjoying it.
Thanks, Tim.
Jack Painter.
Tim, I just get on further on that point. Do you see a sort of natural progression that, potentially longer formats as well? You've played List A games, made List A hundreds, you've made grade hundreds, you've batted in longer formats of the game, or is sort of T20 where your sort of career is going now, and that's sort of the future for you?
Yeah, like I said, I think I want to keep all my options open. At the moment, all my opportunities have been in T20 cricket. It's just evolved naturally that way, and I guess that's what I've been really enjoying. I've been trying to keep it simple. I've been preparing to play the role that I've been playing in franchise cricket, and that's, I guess, what I've been picked in this squad to do as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and I keep all my options open.
Just quickly, one more from me. I was speaking to Ricky after the draft on Sunday, and he said potentially he sees you playing a a role where you come in a bit earlier at the Hurricanes this year, potentially in the first 10 overs and batting for longer periods of time. Is that something that you've discussed with him and you'd be keen to do in the Big Bash?
No, I haven't spoken about it yet, but like I said, I'm wanting to put in winning performances for my team wherever I'm playing. So if that's something that works out well for the Hurricanes, then I'm happy to do it, and I'm just going to try and keep taking my best opportunities.
Braden Quartermain.
Oh, g'day, Tim. Braden Quartermain from the West Australian. I just wanted to ask you, like, we're asking you all these questions about your unique situation as a T20 specialist, but it seems initially as a young fella, you tried to come through the traditional sort of pathways with your rookie contract with WA and that sort of a thing. How satisfying is it for you to have, not been able to get through that way and to create this, career and exciting future that you now seem to have?
Thanks, Braden. Firstly, I'm thrilled to be picked in this squad. It's so exciting. It's something I didn't see for a while, but I've been around the world playing a lot of T20 cricket recently, and I've been having a great time. So I'm very fortunate to be able to have those opportunities, and I guess to have ended up here, it's something that I'm really excited for now.
Could you ever have imagined it, like at a downtime, say, where you lost a contract or whatever and maybe didn't know, what to do with your cricket? Could you have imagined this situation you've got yourself into?
I think for a long time it probably looked unlikely, but I don't think that I wouldn't have ever imagined it. It's something that you still always want to strive for, and I guess it just feels really rewarding for myself, and I guess for my family and my support network to be able to get that call and share it with them, and to be sitting here today.
And just last one from me. How confident are you of being able to force your way into the playing 11 for the World Cup? And have you been sort of told much about the type of role they hope you could play?
Yeah, again, I think it's about being a part of the squad. So I'm really excited to be picked in the squad. I've been preparing for the role in the middle order that I've been playing in franchise cricket. I would expect that to be probably something that the team's looking at if that's what they need. But again, it's the same. I'll prepare as best I can. I'll be really excited for any playing opportunities when they come, and I'll be trying to do my best to help the team win any game.
Cheers, thanks.
Andrew.
You've experienced a number of the T20 leagues around the world. I'm just wondering how do you feel they compare, and do you find yourself coming away from each of them with different things you've learned in terms of how your game develops?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, all the different T20 leagues have different characteristics. There's different style of play in some of them. The IPL is obviously the biggest T20 franchise league, and that was probably the biggest challenge so far in my career, going there and being challenged playing for Mumbai. So that was a really great experience for me to build on and to draw from. So I got a lot of confidence from that, and it's helped me to feel ready to keep pressing on and improving.
Thanks, Tim.
Dan Bredig, one more.
Thanks, Cole. Yeah, Tim, just one more about, I suppose, preparation specific to playing T20 cricket and playing in the middle order in Australia. I mean, how different is it given, I suppose, the sorts of pitches and the sizes of the grounds relative to, you're going to go, you've played in England, you're going to go to the CPL, you're going to play in this or be part of the squad in this series in India. How is it different?
Yeah, it's something that you have to be aware of. You have to, it's obviously good to have experience in those countries and understand how the pitches can play, and maybe sometimes you have to tweak your game to get the best results in those conditions. But Australia, we get good pitches, we've got big grounds, so it's about preparing to play on those conditions. Sorry, I forgot the second part of your question, Dan.
Yeah, just how, you mentioned that it was essentially about the size of the grounds. Do you look at it as specifically as, where is a pitch going to be on a square? Where are going to be your best sort of angles to find the boundary, given that, you might be facing nearly 100-meter hit in some cases if it's the wrong side. Yeah,
I think again, it's just about the preparation that you do for those conditions. Where your targets are to score in those grounds. you know, we've played all our cricket in the Big Bash throughout all the grounds in Australia, so you get accustomed to batting at each of those venues, and I guess the best way is to score there.
Thanks again.
Thanks, Dan. That looks like that's all of the questions. So thanks, everyone, and very sincere thanks to Tim David for joining us from London today on his way to the Caribbean. So thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you all next time. Thank you.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks,
Cheers,
Cole.
thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Let's go. Thanks, Tim.
All the best.